Hey y'all, it's attorney Bianca Jordan here with this week's Q&A video. Today's question is, was Buju Banton deported? For those of you who don't know, Buju Banton is a popular Jamaican reggae artist. Back in 2011, he was convicted of illegal gun possession as well as conspiracy to possess cocaine with intent to distribute. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but he was able to get out early, and so he was released on December 7th, 2018. And instead of being transferred to the Department of Homeland Security's custody, he went back home to Jamaica. And some news outlets are reporting that he was deported. Others have reported that he was granted voluntary departure. So I'm assuming that's the motivation behind the question that I got for today's video. So I want to take some time to explain the difference between deportation and voluntary departure. So they're similar in the sense that when you're deported or if you're granted voluntary departure, either way, you're still leaving the United States, but the consequences are different. If you're deported, depending on the reason why you were deported in the first place, you can't come back to the United States for 10 years. Whereas if you're granted voluntary departure, you can leave, and in theory, you can immediately apply for like a visa or something to come back to the United States. It's not guaranteed that you'll get it, but there's no time restriction like there is on if you're deported. So a lot of people think that because of this, voluntary departure seems better than being deported, but it's not that simple. When you're applying for voluntary departure, in addition to admitting that you are deportable in the first place, you're also waiving your right to apply for other relief from deportation, such as asylum or withholding of removal or cancellation of removal or any other forms of relief that you might have available to you. Also, if you're granted voluntary departure and you don't leave by the time that the immigration judge tells you need to leave, that order automatically turns into a deportation order. So when you do leave the United States, you can't come back for 10 years. And that also means that nobody could apply for a green card for you for a period of 10 years as well. And you also are subject to a fine of up to $5,000. So it gets messy really quickly. The other thing to know about voluntary departure is that not everybody qualifies for it. So if you are convicted of an aggravated felony, you can't qualify for voluntary departure, so you won't be able to request it. In a previous video, I talked about Joe Giudice from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. He's currently serving a prison term for pleading guilty to a variety of aggravated felonies. And when he's done with that prison term, he'll be deported back to Italy. And again, the only reason why he's being deported is because he's not a U.S. citizen. So if you'd like to learn more about that, feel free to visit that video, look at that video. But back to the original question, was Buju Banton deported? I honestly can't answer that question. And that's because I don't really know where he was in the process of an immigration case. Like, was he actually served with an NTA, which is a notice to appear, and that basically kicks off immigration proceedings when the government is trying to deport you? I don't know. But he shouldn't have been able to qualify for voluntary departure because his conviction counts as an aggravated felony. So I honestly can't answer the question as to whether or not he was deported, but I still wanted to hop on here anyway and do a quick video just to explain the difference between deportation and voluntary departure. If you'd like to learn more about me and my law firm and how I can help you with your immigration case, please visit brazenlegal.com. Thanks for watching.